What's up, guys? H&H Vapor back with a quick look at these newly released Fogger 5.0s. They actually been released, I think, less than a month or a month or so, something like that. I just got them in. They are in stock now. They come pre-built, and you could always get them. So I just wanted to run through this real quick, show you a little bit about it, so in case you do mess up the coils when re-wicking and everything, you can get it, you can get in there and fix it up. You know how to wick it. Plus, this is a quick look at the differences between this and a regular 4.0. So let's take a look at it real quick and then put it together. So this, what the box looks like, what it comes with, sealed. It should have a seal on it, and that's what it looks like. So let's go ahead and crack it, see what's inside. Alright, inside we get a fogger, a little accessory bag which contains a whole bunch of extra O-rings, screws, a little screwdriver, and the atomizer itself. Let's take a look at her right a little bit closer. Alright, so here we got a Fogger 5.0. So instead of the Fogger, the 4.0 back, like the old ones, we have Fogger 5.0 on top. Otherwise, it basically looks exactly the same as the 4.1. I would say it's a little bit an inch or two bigger, taller than that, and you will about to see why in 1 second. So, as you remember, the 4.1s, the whole top cap used to come off. All right, and we used to fill from the bottom and all stuff like that. So, what the 5.0s had, what they did with these was they split the top cap into two pieces. So now you can unscrew the top piece. I'm sorry. You can unscrew the top piece. So the top cap is now two pieces. So this comes off first, all right, which is a regular top piece, and this is what you get to. You get a little. Okay, you get a little O-ring that's covering up. So let's go ahead and get this O-ring up out of here. All right. So just move the O-ring out of the way. 1 second, sorry about that. All right, so here's what we got. We got a little, this is the fill hole, this is the air hole. Okay, so on the new ones now we have a top fill. There is no more screw on the bottom, there's no more bottom fill, so it's always top fill now. Okay, so let's keep on taking her down. The rest, pretty much inside, everything works the same as the older ones. It's the stuff still gets screwed on onto the thread into the top cap. Glass is the same, and we get to the part which is also the same. Okay, let me show you something real quick about the O-ring. Okay, I don't want to show you this. This takes time. Okay, well, remember last time on the 4.1, the O-ring will be a little bit. 1 second, let me get my fingers out of the way. The O-ring would be a little bit loose, so I mean the airflow control ring would be loose, so you would set it on the setting, you would open your air hole up, and by moving around, the thing would close on its own. So what they did with this version, they drilled a little hole inside the base itself and stuck a little rubber piece that protrudes a little bit where it applies a little pressure on the inside of the airflow control ring, and it does not spin around freely. So when you set it into something, you will stay in place. Like, it's pretty good. Honestly, I take mine off completely because I like my airflow. But if you are upgrading from a K-Fun and you like your little tight draw, like, nothing wrong with this. Like, it will stay tight. There's two air holes, one in here, one in here. Okay. Next thing, when we open the thing, you will find this, which are the posts, okay, with a little addition. What they did was they installed the screws that are spring-loaded. All right, so you press on a screw, you would stick a wire in, say, hole, okay, and you'll press it, and you supposedly you will hold the wire, okay. Let me tell you something. Since I've been vaping on this for a couple days now, let me tell you something. These things are worthless, okay. The best thing that Yilun could have done was made these things removable, which they work just like a screw. Remove them. So that's the best thing they did. They made these removable. So that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna get rid of these little things, all right, and never see them again. Another good thing is, let me put this on the ohm meter so it'll be easier for me to explain as I go along. Alright, so another good thing what they did was they gave us the little accessory bag, which includes all kinds of extra screws and O-rings, and there's definitely extra screws. So we're gonna take two of the sage screws and stick one in here and another one in here. Dude, they give you so many O-rings in here, it's unbelievable. Every size possible. Alright, let's put a little bit on here. Okay, so another which you probably noticed by now, another new thing that they got with the 5.0s is the post holes. Okay, so now it's just like building a dripper. All right, you just stick the things right in there and it's good to go. You know, it's not like the old ones you had to wrap it around the post and tighten down. A lot of people don't like that. I personally prefer that way, but a lot of people, it's going to be a lot more easier. These things are so tricky, so it's going to be a lot more easier for people to build them now. So let's get to the coils, guys. What I do is I use these little screwdrivers. Okay, they come with every kit, pretty much every atomizer out there. They come with these little screwdrivers. Okay, I got a shitload of these laying around, so this is what I use to wrap coils. Okay, so what I do is I took 28 gauge wire, this screwdriver, and I wrap the coil with 10 wraps, okay, of a regular 28 gauge wire. 10 wraps on this screwdriver. And I will tell you another reason why it's good to, another good reason why it's good to have it on this little screwdriver is because you could stick it just right through it, and it's going to be easier once we start installing them and tighten them down. It's going to be easier for us to not mess them up. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's put them right in. And once again, guys, I apologize about the immaturity of this amateurism of the video. Okay, this is straight up live feed. Not live feed, but I'm doing this all in one shot, so I'm not editing this video. So if it's a little bit not like the big dudes do it on there, I do apologize. This is mainly for my customers and for my eBay customers and my local customers, just in case you guys mess up the coils. If you do get a fogger from me, that will come pre-built at 0.8 ohms, even with Japanese cotton, so you guys know how much to use and everything. So, but in case you mess up your coil, I want you to know how to fix it, how to wick it, and everything like that. Plus, I mean, of course, this is for everybody, guys. Everybody more than welcome to. If this helps you in any way, then hey, I appreciate you watching me. Alright, so just kind of put them through just like a dripper, alright, and pull them in a little bit. Okay, here's where some extra screwdrivers come in handy. Okay, so what we just do is stick one through one side, stick another through another side. Alright, and this one easier, you can kind of bring them together. Okay, they don't have to be perfect right now, alright, but you want to bring it together towards the air holes, kind of, you know what I mean, get it closer to the deck. Let me get it so you can see, kind of get the coils closer to the, like this, to the deck. Okay, you want to get it and kind of put your fingers on top while you tighten the screws down. All right, you want to hold them in place. They don't have to be perfect, they just want to be in the vicinity of the air holes, right on top. We're gonna make them straight and fix them later. So when you do that, let me just, I'm not gonna do it on cameras because I gotta do this properly. So what I do is just bring this down, put my fingers right on top of it so you will stay. Well, we'll find a screwdriver and I will just tighten this down. Be careful not to twist it hard enough where you will snap the leads off with the screw. Okay, so just get it to the point where it's tight and stop. Okay. Alright, so we got it in place. I will show you how it looks, because it does look a little ugly now, but it don't mean nothing. Like, they don't have to be perfect looking right from the get-go, and you will see how we fix that problem. So like, and at first, as long as you leave enough lead, like enough room to play with, you know what I mean, away from the post, we should be good. So once we twist all the leads off, this is what we should get looking like. Okay, I know it's a little bit ugly. Let it adjust a little bit. I know it looks a little bit ugly right now. It's like all retarded looking. I understand that. Let it adjust. Okay, see, they just look all crazy right now. Alright, so what we do now is we take a screwdriver, like a different, like we all should have like a precision set with this kind of with these kind of screwdrivers. Hold on one second, let me move this. With these kind of screwdrivers, you see, we should all have them. So what I do is I use this screwdriver that's a little bit smaller diameter than the coils themselves. This way I can move the coil around, and it will get tight around this screwdriver, and it will give me some room to move it around. Because what I need to do now is get it from this position about 1 inch away from this air hole. So I need to bring it down more and line and center it, so it's not touching any deck, any metal anywhere. So that's why I want a smaller diameter screwdriver, so I can stick this inside. Because you see how easy it goes inside, because it's smaller. So now when I pull on it, this will just get tight around this diameter, around the screwdriver, but it will give me some room to move towards the air holes. Alright, so let's do that now. You want to do this very carefully, so not to snap anything. So kind of do one side, then kind of do the other side. Like I said, I'm doing this in one video, so bear with me, guys. Okay, you want to kind of line it up on top of the air hole. It's still a little high, so we want to bring her down a little bit. So kind of just like push down a little bit. Alright, and by us pushing it down, let's see how we got the coil down. Let me see so you can see this coil better. You see how much we got it closer to the thing. You'll be able to see this better once I get it completely down. But do you see how far away from the air hole it is? This is where you want both coils. Alright, but we got one down. Let me get the second one done, and I'll show you the final result, and it'll be a lot easier to understand. So let me do this shit carefully before I fuck this up, because FYI, this is a second video, but you know, I want to get this done right for you guys, so you understand how this shit is done, so you're not. I will, FYI, facebook.com/hhvapor.com. Facebook.com/hhvapor comes to you. You is a letter U. The link will also be in the description. You guys are always more than welcome to come visit me on my page. These foggers come pre-built when they come from me. They come pre-built at 0.8 ohms, okay? Even pre-wicked if you want me to, so you guys can see how much cotton to use. So, like I said, if this looks like a problem, like too much work to do, but you do want to have a fogger, give me a call. Come holler at me on my Facebook page. I will pre-build this for you. I will send you a ready-to-go atomizer, okay? Shipping is free. Just come holler at me at facebook.com/hhvapor comes to you. All in one word. Letter U on the end. There's a letter U. Comes to you. Come holler at me. Once again, the link is in the description. Alright? So we're doing the second coil. We want to bring her down a little bit towards the air hole, you know, because we don't want you don't want it to be way off the air hole, because your vape is going to be hot. We want it to be right next to the air hole, so you can get cooled down right away. All right, so this is the final result of a smaller screwdriver diameter looking, you know, pulling it down. You see, do you remember how ugly it was when we started? Remember that, when I just held my fingers on top and it just tied it down? You see how straight it is now? It's just, they are lined up right on about a inch or so on top of the air holes. Do you see it? Let me show you, 1 second. You see how much right here? You want about an inch, and you want them uniformed. All right, here's how it's gonna work. The wick is gonna come through the coil from this canal through the coil to this canal. So you don't want it to be very high up because it has to wick, and it's more distance it has to travel up. So we want it to be all in a straight line, you know what I mean, from one through another. Okay, so we want about an inch or so away. We also want to make sure it's not anywhere near metal, okay, because obviously when we're going to start firing this, it's going to be near metal, it's going to shorten out. Okay, so kind of move this around, get it away from the metal, get it nice and straight. Alright, get it nice and straight. It looks good. Now let's get some power so we can put it and fire her up and see what we got. So just grab any mod, slide our baby in, and let's see what we can do here. Kind of, you don't want to straight up push the button and let it burn. You want to kind of pump it, let some juice to it. You see how it's not, it's supposed to be lighting from the inside, from the middle of the coil out. Right now it's lighting all funky and stuff. What you do with that is you either grab needle nose pliers or you grab little ceramic tips and kind of just squeeze them together. Let me get it so you can see. Kind of squeeze them together where they are in good shape, all in one piece. You want the coils to be pretty tight. That's one. That's two. Let's see how she lights it. That goes from the middle out. And she lights just like she's supposed to. You see how the coils are lighting from the middle out, just like they're supposed to. You see that? That's some good looking coils. Alright, so let's get her off the mod. And obviously, if the coils are not lighting from the middle out, guys, just keep playing with it with tweezers or needle nose pliers. You know what I mean? Keep like getting it, squeezing it together. So, and you will get better. Like honestly, from shitty lighting up to good lighting up is one squeeze, one little tweak of tweezers. I promise you that. Let's see what she's working with. And we have 1.2 ohms. What happened with this one is 1.2 ohms. Like I said, this one got about 11 wraps on it. Alright, I'm actually getting this one done for a friend of mine that has a Vamo, so he's about to burn this on the Vamo, so he can't go down past 1.2. It's actually, I was going for 1.2, so hopefully this will work. It's 1.19, but with 8 wraps, between 7 and 9 wraps, you will get between 8 and 9 0.8.9 ohms. Okay, which is perfect for a fogger. I like my fogger is at 0.8, and that's perfect. That's what I go for when I build them, is 0.8. That's what my foggers will come as. I mean, of course, if you are working with an MVP, a Vamo, Provari, I can pre-build one, as you see right as in front of you. I can pre-build them over an ohm, so you guys can enjoy them, you know, on your variable devices that are not mechanicals. All right, that can handle less than 1.1. All right, so let's get on with it. Let's get a wick real quick so we can start enjoying this baby. All right, so what we do is, what I do here, 1 second, I use Japanese cotton, and with every atomizer that you guys get from me, I will include free pad or 2, and it will be pre-wicked with Japanese cotton, so it should be no problems. Let me show you how the Japanese cotton will work so you can understand it better. This is a regular pad of Japanese cotton, Kojando, okay, brand name cotton. What we want to do is take this and split it right in half, guys. Take the one pad and split it right down the middle, and kind of do this. All right, split it up. All right, get the hairy part, get rid of that one. All right, see, we got regular half a pad of Japanese cotton. So now we want to take scissors and cut strips about an inch or so. Let me cut them and I'll show you the size of these strips. Alright, so here's what we got. The strips. You want your strips to be about this big. That's it, guys. You don't want it big, you don't want it huge. See that? About 2 inches, not more. Regular strip of half a pad of Japanese cotton kojendo pads. So here's what we do. One side, same thing, just wet your fingers a little bit and roll it into the tight little thing so you can get it through the coil. Get it through the coil one. You see, it's supposed to be moving this easy. If your cotton doesn't move this easy through the thing, you don't want it on there because it will choke it off. You will not get good flavor out of it. Like you will keep getting dry hits. So we got one through, twist it around. Take another pad. Like I said, like if you don't have Japanese cotton, you should get it from me. You should get your atomizers from me because you'll get it for free, or just buy your own self. But if you're using regular cotton, guys, this is just make your strands this size. You know, you don't have to be Japanese cotton. Japanese cotton is the shit. It wicks like a son of a bitch, but it doesn't have to be so. You know, you could use regular old cotton. Okay, so let's get the next one through the just red. Come on, biatch. Alright, so we got one. Where's my tweezers? Same thing, we want to get through and just kind of pull it through. You remember, you want your coil to cotton be able to move around freely through the thing. Okay, get this little cleaned up. Alright, so here's what our coils look like. Regular 2-piece of cotton. Now we're gonna trim them so you can see how much we need for this. Okay, so we don't need a lot of cotton at all. You want to get it on about size of the deck. Okay, a little bit past that. So I'll show you the end result. You will understand what I'm talking about. One size. Get off my shit, man. Alright, so here's what we got. Here's what yours should look like. Little tiny bow ties. You see it? Not a lot of cotton at all, guys. Let it focus so you can see. This is all the cotton that you need, guys. Please, if you put a lot of cotton on, you will get nothing but dry hits. You will get nothing but cotton hits. Okay, little tiny bow ties. It's perfect al mundo. That's what I call them in French. All right. So next step is we take our juice. Oh, this camera, sorry about that. Next thing, we take our juice and we want to put a little bit of juice on our wick. It's just so we can play with it, so because we're gonna have to position this. I'll explain in a second. So you just want to put a little bit of juice on it so we can move it around and it will stay in its position. Okay, see, you're gonna put a little bit of juice on both sides. All right, so now we want to take a little precision screwdriver. They get a little precision screwdriver, and you want to kind of lift the little end of the cotton and kind of tuck it in under itself. Okay, so let me get this closer so you can see better. See, I can't do this and show it, but here's I'll show you the end result also. You want to lift it up and kind of tuck it in under itself. You see it? Other reviewers out there, they tell you to stick it in them juice canals, guys. Your whole thing will not fire right if you get any of that cotton inside the juice canal. Hold on, I'm sorry, 1 second. This has to be tucked in. Like I said, once again, you don't want it inside the juice canals. You just want it lifted. You want to sit on top of the here's the juice canal. You don't want nothing inside. You want it to sit on top of the juice canal, okay? If your fogger is leaking, that means somewhere the cotton just moved up and it's letting juice in freely, okay? The goal is to keep this flat on top, so the top is covered. When the chimney goes on there, none of the upper hole could be exposed. If it is, the juice will come in freely and go right into the air hole and will come right out here, and that's how it leaks. So if it does leak, all you gotta do is unscrew the chimney and look at the wet cotton, which one is lifted up a little bit. The one that's lifted up and you could see the hole wide open, that's the one that's leaking. So all you do is kind of just put it down just like this. You see how it's flat? You see how it's flat? Bam. So let me do the other side. Let me do the other side right quick. It's a little bit not comfortable for me because I'm doing this on camera, but yeah, you got the idea. Kind of tuck it under itself so you can then take it and lay it on top of the hole. So you want that bow tie to be big enough, obviously, where you would cover up the hole. You know what I mean? Like, you see how we just tucked it in and it's just sitting on top. Remember, guys, cannot stress this enough. Do not tuck this inside the canals. You will get nothing but dry hits, okay? You want it right on top, okay? So when the thing wicks, when the juice comes in through the juice canals, you want it to meet the cotton right there. Like, you don't want, you know what I mean? So, but if you stick it inside the juice canals, then you know what I mean, you won't wick right. You'll stay wet, but you'll keep getting dry hits. So you just want to lay it on top. It's taking me, like, if you're working up close and personal, guys, you'll be a lot easier. This looks like a problem now because I am doing this on camera. It's a little bit away from you. So we got that done, right? We tucked the thing in, we laid it on top of the deck, on top of the holes. So the next step would be the chimney. All right, where's the chimney? We take the chimney, unscrew the top. Okay, and you want to position this, you know, get it carefully, kind of not to mess everything up that you've done, but stick it on top and just look, you know what I mean? Make sure none of the cottons you could see inside the juice canals. Just look around, but pretty much it. Be carefully, you know, put it on top and screw it down, you know. Obviously get it on there and screw her down. So this is what we look like inside. Hold on, let me move my hand so you can see better light. I don't know if you can see. Okay, but you know, if you guys know on the K-Fun, they tell you to stick your screwdriver inside and kind of move the cotton away from the walls. In the fogger, you don't want to do that because you don't want to expose none of the holes out to the chimney, because the juice will come in freely and will come out of the air hole. So when your chimney is on, you just want to take the screwdriver and kind of just like position. Make sure it's on top of the air holes. Make sure you don't see no light in there. Which I did actually see some daylight. So you want to kind of close that off. Like I said, if you're doing this not on camera, it's a lot easier because you got it right under you. But just tuck it in, make sure the holes are covered, nothing is there, okay? So let's put the top of the chimney back on. Let's take her off of here. We're going to put her back on the mod because since we have her built and wicked, I'll be damned if we don't vape the motherfucker. So we're going to fill it. So we're going to put the glass thing. Make sure the O-rings are in the bottom here and also in the top ring. Otherwise it's going to leak out. So put the glass on. Bam. Take the top cap and line it up. and screw it on. Alright, so here comes the best part. Alright, now we're gonna be filling. First step, close off the juice, the air holes. Alright, if you take off your ring like I do, then just put your finger on it. Otherwise, close it off, because you will. This is the cons of this 5.0 design. They will. It got the same idea as the K-Fun. When you fill it on the top, and when you keep screwing it down, the shit keeps pumping out of the air hole. So this motherfucker is actually a little messy, okay? But I'm gonna teach you how to do it proper way, and with that way, it's not gonna be messy at all. So just don't do like the manual that tells you to do. I will teach you how to do it properly, where you will have no mess whatsoever. Alright, so here we got the top holes. I use the big hole as the fill hole, and the small hole should be as an air hole. So we take and let's fill her up. Like I said, remember the air holes are closed. If you don't have an air ring on them, you want to put your fingers on it. Let's fill her up, and as you can see, we're putting the juice in there. You know, she goes right up in there. You can see how much juice, and this one fills all the way up. This takes almost half a milligram more than the old ones did. Okay, so I'm not gonna put a lot of them in there now, because for the sake of the video. Okay, so now we got that. The air holes are closed on the bottom. So here's what we got to do next. Since they have this O-ring on there, we have to put that in there. Okay, this is alright, so we put the O-ring on. Now take the top, just catch the first thread, okay? Catch the first thread and flip it. Make sure the juice gets away from the bottom hole. When it gets all the way, that's when you screw in the rest. The juice moved, just tighten it up. Done. Alright, now open the air holes. Open the air holes back up, and there shouldn't be no leftover juice in there because we flipped it around. Okay, you see, there's no more juice. Now if there is, there might be a little bit. It's okay. All you do, you know, the main thing is just flip it over, wait till the juice goes down, and blow into it. Not suck it in, blow into it, so the thing will come out of the air holes. The excess juice will come out. Alright, so if you did mess up a little bit, forgot to close the holes, some got in there anyways, just flip it over and blow it out. Works on K-Funs, blow on any atomizer. Alright, but that's pretty much, if you flip it over in time, get the top thread and you flip it over in time, you should be just fine. So let's put on the mod and see how she does. Alright, so let me flip the camera around.